Hi, welcome to Muir's English Grammar, Irregular Simple Past Verbs edition. Today, our learning objectives will be to identify irregular simple past verbs, distinguish between three groups of irregular simple past verbs, and to use them correctly in a sentence. Okay, so what are they? How do we make irregular simple past verbs? Okay, well, the first thing to do is you can change the vowel. So, for example, drink becomes drank. The I becomes an A. Another one is you change the spelling completely altogether. So, if you look at the example, go becomes went. Or sometimes there's no change. Hit becomes hit. So let's take a look at some more examples here. So it describes an action, these irregular simple past verbs, they describe an action that happens in the past, but they do not follow the regular ed ending. So, for example, change the vowel, drink, drank, as we talked about, we can see the boy. Change the spelling, go, went. And we have a no change, cost, cost. So, for example, maybe a piece of clothing cost 50% less today than it cost yesterday, not costed. Okay, so let's see if together you can help me to spell out the past tense form, the simple past tense form of these irregular verbs. So ring becomes rang, RANG. Stand becomes stood, STOOD. And yes, the N has disappeared, so sometimes a consonant will change also. And break becomes broke, BROKE. So the EA is gone, and then the two vowels kind of separate. Then the spelling changes completely. B becomes was or were, WASWERE. B, as I said last week, that's one of those confusing ones. Send becomes sent. So just the T changes, not the vowel, a consonant at the end, SENT. And teach becomes taught, not teached. So taught is TAUGHT. And then we have these ones with no change. Cut becomes cut, CUT. Let stays let, LET. And read becomes read. The pronunciation changes. Yes, that's true. But the spelling does not change. It's still READ. So this one could give you no end of hassle in the future. You got to remember the pronunciation change, even though the spelling doesn't change. Okay, so let's see. Take a pause, write down the answers if you like in your notebook, if that's what you've been doing each week, and maybe drop a note in the comments. Let me know how you've been doing. Have you been able to get all correct answers so far? I'm sure you can. Number one, many homework assignments. Now remember, if you have an S on the end of a noun, you don't have an S on the verb. So the assignments were lost. Tommy came over to help. Well, it can't be comes because that's present tense. So it's got to be came. And he letted the computer cool down. As we know, let doesn't have a change, so it's LET. Good job. Now, as usual, please write down two new sentences, include a new irregular simple past verb in each sentence, and have somebody check it for you. Your mom, a teacher, ChatGPT, whatever you can use. All right, so to wrap up, remember irregular simple past verbs show a completed action, but they do not follow the regular ed form. That's why they're irregular. Okay, great job. See you next week, my fellow gramophiles. Bye for now.